Welcome to Ajatella, the show that transitions you from think to change. And today we have a very special guest with us, Linda Kola. She is a psychosocial specialist and a good friend of mine. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me today.
Good. So we are transitioning from Owning Our Madness, which was the first episode of the show, and we did a sequel to that. And now we're speaking about growing into better. So probably the first question I would ask is, how do you identify better? Is better a place, or if someone is watching us at home and they want better for themselves, how do you get to better?
I think we should start by explaining what better is. Better would be making a deliberate effort to move from what you're used to, the known, to the unknown, but in the positive way. I think for you to do better for yourself, you have to make a concerted effort. Because you're moving from something that you're used to, you're ordinary. You're moving to the extraordinary, meaning you have to put more effort to get to the word better. So it's not really a place, and it's more of a feeling, it's more of an emotion, it's more of in the intellect, wanting more for yourself.
Okay. And I think what I'm hearing you say is that better is a destination that keeps coming to you, that you don't really come to a place and say, now I'm better, I don't need any more change.
Exactly.
But it's a place where you say, I might not be at my best right now, but I can get better at it, whether it's career, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's spiritually, where you say that I'm at place X right now, but I can go to Y.
Exactly.
And the transition is what we call better.
Yes, exactly. As human beings, we can't be perfect. We are not perfect beings. So we're always striving to do more, and that's where the word better comes in. When you know where your flaw is, you try to make an effort to do more to change that particular situation. And you have to be very deliberate in doing it. You can't just sit and wait for other people to help you do it. It has to come from you.
Okay. And I like what you said, because better is then a place that by the time we're getting to better, it's at the place of progress. Because when I think about the word better myself, one of the things that it talks about is progressive change.
Yes.
You know, if I was at 10 last time and today I'm at 15, then I am at better.
Yes.
You know, if I was at a job that was entry level and 2 years later, I might not be at my dream job, but I'm at a place where I'm earning more or I'm having more responsibility, and I'm at better.
Yes.
So one of the things that really pushes people not to get to better is fear. So maybe we can talk about it a little bit. What is the place of fear in resisting better or helping us move even to better?
I think, and that's a very good question. First of all, we need to understand that we are individual beings. Anne and I, we are not the same. We have lived different lives and we have different paths. And the fear factor comes in because of the experiences that we've experienced individually. My background is not necessarily Anne's background, even if we came from the same household. We experience life differently. From the day we are actually formed in our mother's wombs, we experience life differently. We go through life in different ways and we look at life in different lenses. So because we judge ourselves by a yardstick that is made by either the society or the next person, and that's why we have a lot of fear. The way society is set up culturally, religiously, and even just our moral code that we live by, we try not to deviate. And because of that, that's why we have fear. Because as you've said, better means you're moving to something unknown. It's not what you're used to. So we tend to fear a lot to step out, because stepping out means now you're not sure. It's uncharted territories. Yes.
And you know, something that really hinders people from moving into better is comfort as well. Because when I think about better, better is the progression of good. So maybe someone is watching us at home and their life is good. You know, you have a good job, you have a good, you know, relationship, you have a good house, you have a good car, you know, you're at good. But why should they move to better? You know, why should the person who is at good move to better? Because the first person is the one who really needs change and you need better. But the second person is the person who is at good and they still need better. So when someone is okay, when they're comfortable, when things are not as they should be, but they're still okay, why do they need better?
Well, there's a word that you've used, and I like it. It's called progression. In life, we progress. Either we like it or not, change is inevitable, Anne. And that's the one constant that we have in life. It's change. Now, I could be at a good place in my life right now, but because everything around me is changing, you have to change with it. If you don't change, then inevitably you're going to go back to bad. You won't be good anymore. You'll now be at a place where you're not comfortable. You have to keep on reinventing yourself because life, the way it is, things keep on changing. The progression of life.
Wow. Yes. And that's you know, really good, because when we think about change, most people think of change as this drastic event that completely shifts your life around. But change can be progressive. You know, it can be taken in small steps, but still going. You know, if we give an example of the distance of 100 kilometers, if I'm going 100 kilometers away, if I'm at 30, I'm at better.
Yes.
Because I'm better than the person who stayed home, and I'm better than the person who was wishing.
Yes.
Because the next thing we're going to be talking about is those who wish for better, but aren't doing it. I think we all know someone who keeps saying, this is the year I lose weight. This is the year I get my degree. This is the year I'll build the house. This is, you know, so many people wish for better. But what does it take to get to better?
You have to be conscious about where you are. You have to make the effort to say, you know what? I'm comfortable here, but I'm not at my best. I need to do more. It has to come from you, and that's why, Anne, when we started, we talked about it can't come from without. It has to come from within. You have to reflect and say, you know what? This is not the best. I can do more. I can deliver more if it's in your work environment, if it's at home, if it's in your social life. I can do more. I can give more. And you have to actually, for lack of a better word, make sure that you know exactly where your flaw is and work towards making it better. Making it better, and Anna has made a very good point. She's talked about if you're running a race and you've done maybe only 30 kilometers and maybe the race goes for 100 kilometers, you have to actually get up and do it. You have to make sure that you push yourself. As I said in the beginning, human beings love comfort, but better doesn't come from comfort. You have to move yourself. You have to push yourself to get out of the comfort zone.
Wow. Better doesn't come from comfort, because any time that change comes, it comes with a shifting, especially progressive change. Because regressive change, as you mentioned, you know, if you don't change, you regress. Because life is constantly changing. So regressive change is very comfortable. You know, if you keep eating whatever you want, give yourself 3 months, you will know the difference. You know, but progressive change comes from a place of discomfort. It comes from a place of sacrifice. So if you're at home and you're watching us and you want better, but you either are wishing for better or you don't even know how to get to better, you know, maybe we can begin to talk about the practical steps of getting to better. And maybe we can use an illustration in career where I'm at this place where I'm not happy with my job. I have a job, or maybe I don't even have a job. And I want better for myself with regards to my career. So what are some of the practical steps someone can take to get to better?
And I like the fact that, Anne, you've talked about being practical. And I want to just paint a scenario. Look at a child, because I think we draw a lot from children. Look at a baby, an infant. You know, you carry the child. You feed the child. There's no time when you're going to say, okay, now I've stopped. I won't carry this child anymore. But now the child one day makes one step. And the next day, another step. And you know what that is, Anne? That's progression.
Wow.
So if we look at ourselves, we can't really expect ourselves to just wake up one day and start running. It has to be progressive, just like this child, just like this infant. It has to be very deliberate. This child wants to get to that corner over there. But because they're always seated here, they'll make the effort to get there. The same way, even in our career, in this illustration, you have to make the effort. Is it having short courses? There's so many short courses that you don't even need to pay for. They are free. They are online. Go online, Google, look for these courses that are in your career path and do them. Slowly you learn. Slowly you learn how to articulate yourself, how to write reports, how to do things that are in line with your career.
Wow. And better is a choice. I think even as we begin to wind up, the thing that we want to really push out is that better is a choice.
Yes.
That you can't get better by sitting and wishing. You can't get better by being comfortable in your situation. You can't get better by comparing yourself to others. That it's a personal decision.
Yes.
You know, as we have spoken about owning your madness, you have to get better by choice. You know, and probably before we take the parting shot, if you're there and you're just watching us and you're wondering, now I might know how to get to better, but this show just jumpstarts the process. It takes a personal decision for you to wake up every morning and say, I want better for myself in that area of life. And I will pay the price. If it means taking the courses, if it means networking, if it means you know, transitioning into fields that you're interested in but don't have the experience. So whatever better is for you, we just want to encourage you to do better. So what is your parting shot? What is your closing words?
My closing words is, if you want better for yourself, you make the effort to get to that point. And how do you do it? Change your environment. Change your environment. If everyone around you is comfortable, and you are going to get comfortable, no matter how much you want to do better, change your environment. Make sure you're surrounded by people who think the same as you. They're progressive like you. Make sure that you feed yourself. And by feed, I mean physically, emotionally. Everything that you put in, and by putting in is intellectually, everything you're feeding yourself intellectually is towards the goal you want. Everything you're putting on your plate is towards the goal you want. I think that will be my best advice for anyone who wants better.
Thank you. So thank you so much. I know time flies and we have to end. And probably if you're thinking, how can we take the conversation forward? Some of the things that we have spoken about is part of the book, Secrets of the Race. And it's a book that talks about the 7 principles that run the world. I think we both have our copy. I think you have yours. So there will be a number at the bottom of your screen that talks about how you can get the book. And it talks about the 7 principles. And one of the principles is change. That change is inevitable. So get the book, we can take the conversation further. So thank you so much for watching Ajatella from Think to Change.
Thank you.